I welcome you all participants on behalf of organizing committee of the web series. The committee of webinar series on higher education 2020, which is established by the College Academic Consortium of Institutes representing Yogeshwari Mahavidyalaya, Shri Shivaji College, Renapur, Jnanopasak Mahavidyalaya, Parbani, Govindrao Mungate College, Kurkeda. Friends, let me share you the motto behind arranging this particular webinar series very stately. We all are experiencing very different and unavoidable COVID-19 pandemic situation worldwide, which triggered many challenges and opportunities before education system in general. Secondly, International Education Forum in 2016 at Davos already pointed out need of Industrial Revolution 4 impact on education sector, which we could name it as Education 4 Revolution. To discuss and deliberate such issues, the webinar series provides a platform to all of us. Before handling the charge of webinar series to Professor V.S. Hamde, Vice Principal of Yogeshwari Mahavidyalaya, Ambazogai, to break the ice on the theme of the session today and to introduce guest of honor and speaker, a small suggestion to all is that please put queries and questions by using question answer option available on the screen, which will be taken by the panelists at the end of the talk. Over to Dr. Hamde to handle today's session. Dr. Hamde, please.
Yes, sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Please continue.
Good afternoon, one and all. Myself, Dr. Venkat Hamde, IQAC Coordinator, Yogeshwari Mahavidyalaya, Ambazogai. Respected Chairman of Webinar, Dr. U.D. Joshi, sir, Principal, Yogeshwari Mahavidyalaya, Ambazogai. Panelist of Webinar, Dr. Arya Savasthi, Principal, Shivaji Mahavidyalaya, Renapur. Dr. P.S. Vakte, Principal, Jnanopasak Mahavidyalaya, Parbani. Dr. R.G. Mungate, Principal, Govindrao Mungate College, Kurkeda, and dear participants of webinar. On this occasion of webinar series, I would like to introduce about this first webinar from the series. It includes 4 colleges that are Yogeshwari Mahavidyalaya, Ambazogai, Shivaji Mahavidyalaya, Renapur, Jnanopasak Mahavidyalaya, Parbani, Govindrao Mungate College, Kurkeda. College consortium of these 4 institutions today organizing first national webinar among webinar series on Education 2035. It is as a part of series of webinar will be conducted during 15th of August 2020 to 17th September 2020. The new education policy 2020 that will certainly be landmark in the history of education in India has been approved by the government after wide-ranging consultations. The policy is comprehensive, holistic, far-sighted, and will certainly play a great role in the nation's future growth. The policy places welcome emphasis on holistic, learner-centered, flexible system that seeks to transform India into vibrant knowledge society. It rightfully balances the rootedness of and pride in India, as well as acceptance of best ideas and practices in the world of learning from across the globe. I note with great satisfaction that one of its loftier goal is to bring to crores out of school children into school stream and reduce dropout. Reduction in burdensome syllabus, focus on vocational education and environmental education are crucial aspects well covered by national education policy. Students will be much more empowered and have the opportunity to choose the subjects they wish to learn. The policy gives fillip to holistic education by envisioning the convergence of science and art streams. The focus on ethics and human and constitutional values will go a long way in creation of an enlightened citizenship essential for deepening our democratic roots. By keeping these views towards higher education, we organized webinar series on higher education. And I am happy to open recent topic, that is Education 2035. I hope you will learn a lot from this webinar and interactions. With this, I take this opportunity to introduce today's guest of honor, Dr. Abhay B. Solunke. Dr. A.B. Solunke is working as IQAC coordinator at Govindrao Mungate College, Kurkheda. He is working as advisor to Government of India on patents in biotechnology and microbiology. He is member of IPR committee of Gondwana University. He is member of IAIP committee of Gondwana University. His major achievement is written, including online teaching, books on bills and act on HIV and AIDS, book on higher education, rules, regulation. He has 25 research papers on his credit. He is guide in the subject of microbiology and biotechnology. With this brief introduction, I request today's guest, Dr. Abhay Solunke, to start his presentation on Education 2035. Thank you. Towards Abhay Solunke, sir.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible to all?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible.
Today, in the 21st century and on this auspicious day of 15th August 2020, I would like to greet all the participants for on the greetings of this Independence Day to all the participants and my teachers, all the respected principals and my dear friends. Today, in this 21st century which we have entered and the passing up of the National Education Policy 2020, today the universities are developing towards the fast development around the world to them. This education system, which was being started long back, it was the Macaulay system. Macaulay on 2nd February 1853 has introduced this education system to India, where from 6th it was the English medium to this system of our. Now these 2 decades have been passed, 2 centuries have been passed to this education system, and the emergence of IR4 has given us opportunity to assess where we are and where we would be in terms of both education and technology. The vision which has been given for the educational technology is achieving the full potential of every Indian, and the educational access is here we can say how you are going to initiate and establish that would catalyze and nurture the institutional arrangement and its activities aimed at providing and ensuring universal access so as to increase the quality of the life and the forthcoming things. So what is this education for? So as we have entered in this system, this term Education 4 was initially coined by the Kagerman et al. In 2011, and it was basically referring to the Industrial Revolution, where the technology was increased in the last 200 years. And many countries and many universities are now entering in the stage of the Industrial Revolution, which is having the technological advancements and the significant stage. At this moment, we are here to understand the skills that are being needed by the students and by the teachers to have the education system very thin. This Education 4 has evolved in time, and here biological cyber physical system, BCPS system, has came into the existence. This biological physical cyber system in education system will be producing the graduates that will be one of the products of this Education 4 and our national education policy system, which is being introduced by the government of India. This Education 4 is having its 9 strains, which are related to, this is what the, sorry, I will skip the slide. This is how the industrial revolution has taken place. It was in 18th century to the 21st century now. These are the 9 trends, where the first trend states that education can be taken anytime, anywhere. So this education, where e-learning offers a great tool for opportunity of learning in the remote and self-paced learning. So for anywhere learning, the concept which comes here is the flipped type of classrooms. These flipped type of classrooms are type of a blended learning system. And this type of flipped classroom, which are blended one, they are having 6 blended learning systems, where you can have the access of anytime, anywhere education. First type of the blended learning system which is going to come is the rotation. That is the station rotation learning system. This station learning system is associated with a fixed schedule is given to a student, and at that time only he can have the access to the learning system. This was the first. This is called as the station rotation blending learning. Second is the lab blending system or lab rotation blending learning, where the student is entered into a lab. That is a computer lab, or the lab which is associated, virtual lab may be associated with a particular department. And this will have the rotation to the students to the various types of works which is being allotted. Third is the remote blended learning, or this type of learning is also called as the extended or the virtual or enriched learning, where student always focuses on the coursework that is being assigned to him, and with the help of the teacher is guided there. Fourth type of this flipped classroom or the blended system is the individual rotation blended learning. In this type of model, it rotates through the station on individual set by the teacher. Here teacher is having the choice, but in upper 3 here the student have its choice. This fourth one is related to the teacher's choice to allow the student and to interact with them. Fifth is the project based. So this project based is the system where both students are online and they are self-directed. They will be giving the hands-on system. Sixth type is the self-learning type. that is self-blended system. So these are the 6 things, and these 6 things are related to the things. Now, 7th is the student will ask differently at the conventional platforms. So these platforms which are coming, they will be designed by the educational institutes to how the student should be given the access. 8th is the student opinion that is to be considered in designing. Here, the choice is for the student that what student wants to learn and what he wants to get skill. So designing of the curriculum, which is based on the student opinion, is to be taken into consideration, and such type of blended or that system is taken into the consideration. This is one of the trend. And 9th trend is student will become more independent in learning. That is the choiceful education to him. These are the 9 trends that are coming to the education 2035. So to these 9 trends and this education system, how we are going to approach. This is aligning the teaching and learning methods, the skills that are needed for the future universities or higher education institutes to prepare the students. So how this is done, though the skills that are required for the freelance economy. Suppose these are the 2 examples which I quote here, that is online practitioner and the smart managers. So this smart managers course, which is being aligned with in the higher education system, now this is very much circulated that you should have the smart manager courses and all this, because they are the need of time. Here, the students will be taught how to manage the time, how to interact, how to have the close and open questions, answers. Such types of systems are introduced, and this is all done on online. Online practicing is the practicing, that is the basic course. So as I already mentioned that computer science skills, once that were taught as the optional skills, now have become the basic skills. So this online practicing, smart managers, these are the skills that are now optional, and we have to cope up with this. That is what is why this is ultimate purpose of this is utilization of the technology for the shifting of from teaching to learning method, which is the purpose of our national education policy. Adapting to this new realities. What are the new realities that we have seen? That higher education institutions are moving towards a personalized way of learning. That is right from the uh, schooling to higher education. Now it has become the personalized. So in that you are utilizing and data tracking. Student performance university will be identify the struggling students and provide them the optimized learning that suit their needs. Means here the education institutes has to utilize their own data and track the students, where the performance of students will be basis of identifying its skills that are needed to get it jobs or to achieve his goal, what is needed. So this is what optimized learning system suiting to the needs of that particular student. It may be his at the emotional level learning, or it may be at the AI learning or any other learning system. So this system of utilizing data and tracking system is also coming. We have to introduce this type of system in the education for. So this advancement in the education system is used to treat the student as the individual. So how this is going to affect your degrees? They will be given the customized degrees. This is the new reality, that they will be given the customized degrees that does not pick up 1 or 2 subjects, but it will be, instead of that, they will be having the multiple choice. He will be getting the multiple questions or multiple degrees in that he will be getting. So this is there. This autonomy and technical maturity. In last 200 years, we have seen in this industrial revolution, right from 18th century to today, the technology has evolved. Technology has become matured today. The autonomy, this is the ability of an every system of higher education to respond to uncertain situation. See now, we were in an uncertain situation due to this COVID, but we have coped up because we were having the technology in our hand, that was the online education. We were being exposed to that, and this was the autonomy maturity which was being attained. So this autonomy is characterized by the degree of specific behavior ranging from fully to fully autonomous. And at this stage, there is, one can say it is called as the technological readiness level has been achieved. In history, regarding this autonomous and technical maturity for the technological period dates back to 1898. It was the Nicholas Tesla. He is one of the two giants of the science and technology personnel who have having 1,000 patents in 18th century in their names, and this have revolutionized their technology, which was set at that time has now become technological matured, which we are using. In 1898, Tesla demonstrated the wireless remotely operated and unnamed boat. And this unnamed boat was used in intelligence, surveillance, and targeting and reconnaissance. These were the things that Tesla at that time given. And now we are having the technology from that instar to the drones, which has now completely the mature technology. And this mature technology is today used by the various types of persons to remove the 4Ds in the various types of systems, that is dull, dirt, dangers, and dear tasks. So this is how what we have to become the technological readiness prepared is to be done by each and every educational institute, and we have to perform, or we have to make our platforms ready in terms of the education for. What are the needs? What are the skills that are needed for the education for? The skills that are needed for the education force are the working life skills. These working life skills are just nothing but the knowledge skills or the attitudes that are needed to perform a job successfully. Whatever job may be there, we have to perform it in a smarter way. And for that smarter way, the skills that are needed by the technology are divided into two types, that is discipline specific competencies and knowledge, and the transferable skills. So this discipline specific and the transferable skills, this we have to take into consideration. Discipline specific competencies are those that are having their, which are referred to the knowledge and abilities to gain through the formal education, means direct face-to-face teaching is needed in the discipline competencies, while in transferable it is combined, it is enabled to take the independent action. So this is the difference in between the discipline specific competencies and the transferable skills. So these are the skills that are needed. That is, we have to go for the workforce readiness, soft skills, technical skills, entrepreneurial skills, lifelong learning. And all this will be having their relation to the teaching, how you teach them, how you are going to support the students in securing the employment at the workplace, how you are going to teach the competency, how we are going to give them the cultural awareness, how we are going to motivate the students for the self-confidence, how we are going to develop the civic sense in the students. This is very important in the coming days because due to the change in technology, we are saying we are no, hereby inviting that the total change in the laws is being made. Now, the cyber laws has came. Various types of department, Ministry of Environment Technology has shifted, SciCord, INSEA, all these are the new departments that are being started by the government of India, which are dealing with the various types of bills and acts that are coming. And this is to be known to the students of a particular subject. Whatever may be the subject, he has to develop this type of sense because he is playing with the technology. Whatever in this freelance economy also, if anybody wants to go, he has to go for these types of laws, which are these are called as the netiquettes and all those things in the coming. So you should be very resourceful, and these all should be having the lifelong learning processes. So these are the transferable skills. These transferable skills are the small soft skills that are needed. So what this involves? This involves the system thinking, commercial knowledge, technological literacy. These all are classified as the transferable skills. So problem solving. Suppose if the student is given or an education administrator is having a problem, he should have the problem skills. He should have the ways of solving the problems. Then how he should solve the problem? By the soft skills such as interpersonal skills, metacognitive skills, system thinking, business thinking, all he has to take. He has to use the levering models, how to contact the persons, and how to have this contact, how to solve this problem with these skills. Critical thinking, technical thinking, all these things comes in the transferable skills that are to be taken into consideration while we are going for the education force. So transferable skills should be one of the part of the curriculum. How we are going to incorporate these transferable skills? Basically, state one example that you have to state. Suppose just we are having suppose if you want to teach the students various types of diseases and all those, so we have to now take into consideration what is disaster management means, what are its laws, how they are implemented, and how these are, how your classroom should be, and what are their standards and all those. This should be taken, and these skills are to be taught. These are the transferable skills that should be teach the students. So this, if you look at the education model, which was being developed in the 19th century based on the world of work, it just says that the only 7% of the students enrolled in the countries go for the higher education. So why this 7% should be increased? But this is not increasing. This will only increase at that time only when we will be having the changing skills. And these changing skills are related to the skills that have been brought about by the technology differences in the education for which we have seen in the transferable skills and the discipline specific competencies. So that due to these skills development only in the students, we can reduce this gap and we can increase our GDP. So this is what the 19th century classroom looked like. But this has also now transformed because we can have the learning system changing from the any time to anywhere. So one can, if one is going in market and having its mobile, his smartphone in his pocket, he can access there from his class, or he can access his projects work from that while walking on the street, riding a car, or all that things. So this is one type which is being at the school levels only. After in higher education, it will be more specifically related to the station laboratories only. Access to learning. How we are going to assess the class? It will be in 6 days. The periods that which we come nowadays, we have seen that we are having the periods and all the 6 days. But due to this technological education for policies and national education policy, there will be a 5 screen days. This 5 screen days means we have to work with the students, work with the various types of technology. It may be a mobile technology, it may be a production technology, visualization technology, or presentation technology, and we will be interacting with the students. This interaction will be done either by broadband or any other system which is being nearly incoming, because we are living in the quantum technology age now. So in this quantum technology now, the inputs which we are giving by using the keyboards and all those which were calligraphic handwriting, now they are going to be the frictomics or podcast on handwriting or speaking. And this is done. These will be the ways of inputting various types of your works in the assessing system for the students. Virtual reality or extended reality or augmented reality will be the daily part of the world of exploration and the career awareness. So due to this virtual reality, students will be approaching you with the various types of exploration works, and we have to solve this. So this virtual reality is also one of the tool of learning access to the students, which the education institutes has to provide them. Open learning. This open learning experience is available from many sources. It may be in an embedded system, or it may be from the competency-based math process. Neurobiology. This will be providing an opportunity and also to solve the controversies around the augmentations, pharmacology, and the implantation techniques. This neurobiology techniques, which are coming in contact with the physical world or the cyber world and the artificial intelligence, this is having its deep impact on our assessment and the accreditation system. So how this is going to affect how the machine learning and how the machine learning will improve our education system. So the content analytics, how we are going to analyze the context. Suppose, as I already mentioned, that computer science, which was one of the optional skill, has now become the basic skill. Now in these basic skills, we have to develop the analytics. Now it has come in all the subjects, and these analytics are to be organized and optimized in a content model. So this is related to the adaptive learning, how adaptive learning you are giving to your students. This may be the game-based learning, that is dynamics of schedule matches to the students, which will be giving to the students. Grading the systems that assess the scores of students in response to assessment of the computers and assignment on the large scale, either automatically or via a peer review process. How this automatical process will work or peer review process will work, they will be having their own mechanisms. They will be related to the artificial intelligence, which is being combined with the biological components. The tools, various of tools that are used to handle the daily the enterprise sources. They will be the enterprise sources like GenBazaars or IBM spaces will be helping in higher education institution, which will be used for the prediction of the enrollment ratio. They will be used in the improvement of financial aids, boost the retention, enhancing the campus security. Now, in the world, campus security will be one of the prime thing which we are going to witness in the coming days only. Nowadays, we are going for the biometric system. which we use in the daily day-to-day of our attendance of the students and the teachers. But giving a fingerprint today is a very dangerous, because due to the launch of the air gap technology and the stuck nest programs, steganographic, and all these things, it has become very dangerous. So one can hack. So we have to be very careful about the campus security. If your fingerprint is given to anybody, he can have access to your all the accounts, and he can hack your everything which is present in the institution. So we have to be very careful. The blockchain technologies and other technology which are coming into the market, these are to be taken, and these are the skills that are needed to handle these technologies in the institution. So institution should be prepared. So which is called as the matching the teachers and the colleges. So this matching of the teachers and colleges is done. That is, here we have to go for the multidisciplinary. So if the facilities are to be matched, if a student want any particular facility and that facility is to be taken, he should be having the matching with the other institutions and the other college. This is called as the matching teachers and colleges. This is the 8th way, and this will be through the machine learning system. Data mining, here the skills is to be developed with the machine and the humans. And lot of office backstops are to be prepared by the educational institutions itself. So this 8th way of learning will be having its impacts on the employment skills. We will, if you see the skill readiness, or if you see these 8 ways, how they are going to affect in the things, that how the subjects will be, how your future specialization will be, how we are going to assess the data. I will give you an example now. The specialization of the teachers in the subject will be having a different nomenclature. It may be industrial sector, it may be a technological sector, or it may be another sector. So the college will advertise that we are having we are offering a particular or providing a particular instruction in a specialized way, and this is comparable to the general education in the group 851, 853. The class exclude the program C8510, general secondary education C85, driving schools of occupational drivers. So these will be the numberings that will be given due to the vast subject specialization that are coming due to the technological. So how it will be? It will be a subclass. Suppose in that there will be the sections A, B, S, Z. It will be in the education system. In that education, it may be industrial sector, it may be a technical sector or the technological sector or any other sector. Then it will be having its division, and in division it will be a group, it will be a class, subclass, and the description. Suppose if you are studying in the group of 854, its class will be 8549, its subclass will be 85491, and it will be academic tutoring services, or it may be any other which is related to the students. So this is what the future specialization will be there, and this total backstuff we have to take into consideration. Suppose industrial, the code is given by the college such as 24115. It may be acetic acid manufacturing, it may be allied activities, it may be activities related to the author. So such type of coding will be there for the students, and the teacher has to write such type of the specializations. Suppose if anyone is having the specialization in the acetic acid, he will write is as per the code 8559 or AZQ24115. So this will be how the specializations of the teachers will be reflected on the notice boards of the colleges or on the web of the college. Technology sector, I will give you an example how that will look like. Suppose area is electrical engineering, codes are G094. In electrical engineering, suppose anyone is having audio visual technology for its specialization, he will give such types of code. Suppose if anyone is having instrumentation, he is using optics. He is having very good in optics with the lenses. He will give his specialization G02 in If he's having more than that, he will give CDF if he's having broad specialization, but more specific, G03B. So if he's having the specialization in electron microscopy, in that too ACM, and in that only in one space, he will write such types of codes. If someone is having medical technology, A61B, he is having his thing in the epidemics. If he is having other thing, he will give the specialization. In biotechnology, if one is associated with the production of ethanol, with the 2G technology, he will give its code C07G, C12M. So this is how the area and the codes will be deployed, or they have come. Many universities have started this type of specialization, asking to the higher education personnel. And here I like to make comment that many of the persons, they lack how to write this or how to get introduced with this system. It is a very big process. So this is what the mind learning head will be there in the near future. Skills that are ready, as we are in the BRICS nation. BRICS means Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. This is the BRICS nation which is forming an association. And in this BRICS nations, the workforce which is required for the technologies that have developed recently, yesterday, very soon, the India has announced this quantum policy also. So to cope up with these types, they are needing the skills persons. So here, the higher education is playing a very big job of the skill readiness of the laborers. And there also the vocational education, which is having a very critical role, and the subject vocationalization is having a very key role in providing the skilled labor markets to this BRICS nation. And this BRICS nation is today is having the lack of highly trained employees. And this sector is having very full potential in nowadays to come forward. And here also the system which we have to introduce is the assessments and the accreditations as per the education for technology. So this dual challenge which is facing us, our higher education is there on the verge to provide the applied and the technical skills, both basic skills and equipment operation, troubleshooting, all these types of skills, they are to be given in the BRICS nation today. And BRICS nations are here at the juncture that they are ready to absorb those candidates, those persons which are coming from the institutions. Those institutions that will be acquiring this type of skills at the first will be getting the huge employability. Future educational skills. See, we have seen in 1898, Tesla was speaking of about the wireless technology or a name board, how it is to be operated, or the how electricity can be there. Everything that was far behind. But today, the our Voyager has passed our solar system. It has entered into a various types of others, such as Lankia cluster. It has, and everything that was appearing far was now it appears to be closer one. So this is due to the technological maturity and the technological autonomy. So this is now having its relation, or it is combined with the smart artificial intelligence. This is the new infrastructure which is needed for the Indian higher education system to progress rapidly to produce the graduates. And the careers that will be based will be having this technology and technologically embedded AI artificial system, which will be having the influence of freelance and the gig economy. So this 20 years of span, right from 2000 to this 220, this digital learning processes have grown up, and technology have put the brain and the us with face-to-face interaction. See, with long face-to-face, we can have the interactions. So what are these technologies in the future? It is the data artificial intelligence biotechnologies, bio-human enchantment technologies, data quantum and space quantum, novel materials and manufacturing, and quantum technologies. We have just recently heard that the space shuttle was launched, and that space shuttle was having the smart material, or the novel material was introduced. So shifting from the older materials to newer materials, this is what the technology has given us. And here the biotechnology, where in silico DNA is to be incorporated, which will be used in the blockchain technologies for your home security, for your institutional security. So here data and AI, this will be the future technologies where we have to incorporate into the syllabus of the today's system or curriculum, and so that we can have the skilled personnel in the coming years. Biomechanics and biofeedbacks. I already told that assessment and the learning or accreditation processes, how it will be. In our national education policy, it has been stated that you will be assessed by your subordinates, by your students, and other processes. So how that will be? It will be depending upon the biomechanics and that is associated with the neurobiology and the cybernetics. This biofeedback, which is given by a particular teacher or by a student, will be mapped by the augmented intelligences. Suppose if a math scared student through the feedback is given, and he will institute, yes, this and that, he will tell about that. But his mapping of its brain, his all the other qualities will be related to the artificial intelligence data analytics. Today, we examine our sugar or the BP just by having a touch to our skin, and we get it. This is the digital. So such type of biofeedback mechanism is going to come, and this biofeedback mechanism and this biomechanics will be the tools of your assessment and accreditation system in the near coming age. So this, how this education will be look like in 2050s. When we say 2035, but this will be the just technological arrangement, and due to this highly initiative proposals which as government has brought about the transformations, how this education will be in this in 2050. Homeschooling approach means anywhere, anytime, the student can have, or student what they want to learn and what they are learning, it will be depending on his choice. That is called as the individual approach will be given to the students. Then personalized learning. This personalized learning is associated with the it will be associated with the study tools that have been adapted by the students through his entire career, right from his preschooling to higher education. Whatever the capabilities he has taken for his study, they will be taken, and they will be his platform for the higher learning. So this will be his personalized one, and there more e-learning he will be given. So in that, online platforms that are to be given by the higher education institutions. No physical campuses will be there, as it is one of the fact of the new national education policy that Anyone can access from anywhere. If he is doing job, he can access. So no physical campuses means one can attain the virtual campus right from his home, from or his workplace. That may be called as the city laboratories or the city libraries. It will be working like that. Or somebody is traveling, that will be called as he has attended the class through the traveling classrooms. So this is what the real world uh, is coming to having the then project-based learning and rise of education technology. So today the games plays the kids, but toys, robotics, these all approaches will be taken into consideration. Learning will become more creative and practical. This is called as the project-based learning with the help of rise of educational technology. So taking a test will be replaced by the student to performance through the creative project. How this will be assessed? That is what creativity that student has achieved through this project learning will be assessed. Then the teachers as the guide. So teacher will not remain as the teacher now, she will remain as the guide, which was the earlier concept. In some mythologies, it is being mentioned that teacher as a guide, and it was also in the before pre-Macaulay system which was introduced, the teacher as a guide concept was there prevailing. Social and emotional skills as a priority. So the civic sense, as I already mentioned that, suppose if anybody wants to learn regarding the diseases or to the production technology, his social and emotional skills will be taken. How he is having the creative skills, how he is having the collaborative skills, how he is having the communication skills, problem skills, all these skills are to be developed, and all these skills, how you are going to develop in the students while he is having that particular curriculum. So if these things are increased, these things are incorporated, it will give you the social and economics skills to the students, which is will be the need of the future education. Analytical skills, the critical thinking, how you are going to develop the critical thinking in a student, or it will be needed, this analytical thing will be also related to the teachers as the guides. So we have to now have the analytical skill thinking courses, short-term courses, they should be designed for the students. How the information flows is to be analyzed, and there from that flow, various resources, observing, collecting, emotions, pros and cons of the particular thing, all this is to be critically analyzed. And from this critical analysis, we can have the critical thinking, and he will be having this critical thing for getting the jobs to solve the problems in the higher education. Active learning with a growth mindset. If anybody wants to work, need actively learn and grow, he should have a growth mindset. If he is, so one can say, shifting the jobs and all those, so the skills will be changed, environment will be changed. So the active learning mindset should be prepared for the students. Suppose he is shifting from one subject to another subject, at that time also the active learning growth mindset of the students and the teachers is to be developed. Creativity of both, which is a human tendency of the creativity, which has resulted in the artificial intelligence nowadays. So this creativity will be again enhanced due to the AI course, and the ability of the particular to be student is to be developed. Diversity and cultural intelligence. The world has become now more diverse and more open. It is vital to the individuals that are having the different skills, and this diversity of the cultural and diversity of the intelligence, this will be having, in despite of the race and cultural languages, they will be coming on a single platform. And bringing this on the single platform is one of the skills of a education institution or a teacher, how we will gather these skills and bring this on the one platform. Emotional. I already mentioned that. Suppose if a student is having its emotion to learn anything. Best example goes in the Mahabharata when the Dronacharya was taking the exam of all the students. What they see? They say, I see the bird and the flowers and the fruits leaves. But Arjuna said, no, I am seeing only the bird's eye. So this is how the emotional intelligence was taken into consideration to develop a student to the great archers. So this is how you are going. And this nowadays, the machine learning, and with the help of machine, human can connect this ability, and with a high emotional intelligence, this type of emotional high EQ, one can say, will be required and will be mapped in the interviews of the forthcoming students. Judgments and decision making. This judgments and decision making is related to the AI processes that will have the high level decisions, how correct you are. The machine will tell, and how you are going to defeat the machine. This will be the judgment and the decision making of a particular student or a particular person. Interpersonal communication skills, these are associated with your EQ and your diversity of the control. That is, ability to exchange the information, meaning between the peoples with vital skills. This is your interpersonal communication skill is related to, and this is what required in the fourth industrial revolution. This means people have done how they communicate effectively with other human beings, and that too with the artificial intelligence instrument, using the right tone. Suppose if they are going for an interview, he should use the right tone, right body language in order to bring the message across. This will be the interpersonal communication skills that will be in needed, because the judging will be through the humans and through the AI. The leadership skills. The very important in the higher education is the leadership skill. How the traits are associated. How you are going to develop this in future leaders of the workforce. So a multi-dimensional leader will be having these type of skills, technological skills, judgment skills, and all this will be how he is a technocrat in terms of assessing the educational technologies and their use. So this will be the leadership's capacity in the forthcoming of the fourth education. And technological skills. This is fueled. This education for us fueled with this. Employees will be requiring the well levels of these skills. In which technology you are, what is your specialization, what are the needs of the particular job that you are having, that is desired skills, desired technological skills, and the essential technological skills. This is having the very big potential impact, and this will also create the new technologies in the industry, businesses, and the jobs. So these are the 10 skills which will be having their effect on the future education, higher education system. Thank you for.
Solunke sir, for your excellent presentation. Now, I would like to invite Chairman of today's webinar, Dr. U.D. Joshi sir. Dr. U.D. Joshi sir is Principal, Yogeshwari Mahavidyalaya, Ambajogai. He is having 33 years of experience in the field of higher education. He has 2 patents on his credit and more than 50 research paper on his credit. He is a member of peer team member of the NAC. Now I request Dr. U.D. Joshi sir to sum up this session. Dr. Joshi sir, please.
Happy Independence Day to all. Greetings to one and all present here. I feel happy to be the part of this webinar where we are witnessing the collaboration of four institutes. This significance the beginning of qualitative education system, what just now the Dr. Solanke has explained. The taking such collaborative steps is the need of our aim towards the education for, as well as know the government has recently implemented the new education system considering overall international competition and the education for. The India gets this new education policy after 34 years, which is a really a well needed steps towards the overall development of the student. Today's education scenario of India states that the 1028 universities, 45,000 stands alone institutes, 14 lakhs schools, 33 crores students, and gross enrollment in higher education, including the vocational education, is only 26.3%. But now this new education policies aims towards the increase this up to the 50% by 2035. The autonomous degree colleges will grant the undergraduate degrees with independent boards of governor. It would be affiliated, they would not be affiliated with the universities. This new policy seems to be the steps towards the education for. This new policy is also the student-centric, considering the practical and multidisciplinary development of holistic approach. It also has innovative ideas of credit transfers and academic banks of credits. Overall designing of this policy is really impressive. But as just the speaker has explained, the forthcoming challenges of the education to be completed only when we involve the new technologies. As he has very informatively given a concept of the education for, including the 9 trends of the education. These are the preferences of 21st century learner skills for teachers as well as for the students. We see the MOOC and the other online learning options are now open in our education systems. So we have to include the new technologies what just he has explained, like artificial intelligence, to the change of every internet from 4G to the 5G in our day-to-day life teaching. So it is only possible when we include the digitalization of total teaching platform. So I am sure that this will help us to have a advanced teaching knowledge when we use all the 9 trends of the education for. The teaching of today's conventional teaching and the new technology based teaching has a the differences, and we have to adopt it. So therefore, whatever the new policies are coming, it is a crucial that how to implement it in the coming education systems. So I feel this webinar is just a stepping stone towards the same. We might need more of such collaborative initiatives in coming futures to increase the quality of education and towards the technology based education system. This is a good effort taken by all the organizing committee members and started a new vision in our teaching. So there are many things already the speaker has explained in the fourth education system. So artificial intelligence is one of the very important concept, as well as just today we are uh, organizing this webinar using the Wi-Fi system. But recently the Wi-Fi system is also introduced. The Wi-Fi system, as we know, we can see everything which is our imagination, or we can't see by our naked eye. So this is possible with the help of Wi-Fi technology. When I was in Japan, I have seen the computers which are virtual computers, and they are in just a pen, our fountain pen. So this technology we have to introduce in our education system. Then and then only we go for the education 4. And this is already started with our neighboring countries like Malaysia. So therefore, we have to attract with these new technologies, and then only we can satisfy to our students. So with this word, I am sure that this webinar is fruitful to accelerate the new concepts of the higher education system. Lastly, I am grateful for overall webinar which is added onto our exposure in new education policies. I conclude by extending my gratitude to Honorable Solunke, the chief guest of the today's webinar, all the members of organizing committee, Dr. Avasti, Dr. Vakte, and all others. I take this privilege to thanks the president of Sri Yogeshwari Education Society, Honorable Dr. Khursai, who and all the directors who always inspire us to take this such activities. I am also thankful to all my colleagues and the participants. And lastly, I thank uh, to our IQAC coordinator, Dr. Hamde sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now, I think there are some questions in question answer box. Now, I request Dr. Avasti sir to take over the charge of this session. Dr. Avasti sir is working as the principal of Shivaji Mahavidyalaya, Renapur. He is having the vast administrative experience. He worked on various committees of University and Government of Maharashtra. Now, I hand over the charge of this session to Dr. Avasti sir. Sir, please. Avasti sir, please.
Thank you, Dr. Hamde sir, the chief organizer of this webinar. So I wish all of you the happy Independence Day. Before asking the questions to the eminent speaker, Dr. Abhay, I would like to give certain highlights on his speech. Already it was spoken by Honorable Principal Judy Joshi sir. Then also, for the sake of convenience, so far as a very hard nut is here, that is Education 2035, that is to be cracked. So some of the points which was mentioned by Dr. Abhay Solunke sir, I would like to throw some highlights on that. So, Dr. Abhay, you have given a very knowledge enriching presentation. In your presentation, you covered all the aspects related with Education 2035. Actually, this Education 2035, it is the idea from Dr. Abhay Solanki itself. It is put forwarded by a global community, and in India, it is forwarded by TFAC. So we thought that the academic consortia of 4 colleges, Yogeshwari Mahavidyalaya, Ambejogai, Jnanopasak Mahavidyalaya Parmani, Govindrao Mungate College Kurkheda, and Shivaji Mahavidyalaya Renapur to take the initiative in this. And a very hard topic is here. So being a experts on IPR and the um, uh, patent commission of the India, Dr. Abhay Solanki is working there as a expert one in the field of biotechnology and microbiology. So we all, the core committee members, requested him to just deliver a talk on this aspect because you are aware of most of the forthcoming technology. So Dr. Abhay has given a very good presentation on this. He spoke about uh, IR4, Education Industrial Revolution 4. So how should be the Education 4 in that? But see, IR4 is now becoming outdating as per the uh, uh, presentation given by Dr. Abhay Solanki. There comes up the Education 2035. He spoke beyond that, that is education in 2050, what will be the education system. So by considering IR4 and 2035, he has given up the information on the various skills, including the future skills. He spoke about biomechanics, biofeedback, neuromapping, neurology. By this way, he has spoken about there will not be a actual examination patterns what is existing nowadays. You have to just you must have a technology to brain map the student. You will get what is called the output from these things. So many of the things he has mentioned in his presentation. Even I have gone through the new education policy wherein I didn't found most of the points which Dr. Abe has mentioned herein. So I must tell I am suffering from PSH, that is paroxysmal sympathetic hyperactivity by listening his lecture. So many challenges are over there. So several attendees, participants, they have asked various questions. So the first question, that is, what steps are essential for universities and higher education institutions for the preparation of 2035 with respect to infrastructure development and a way of teaching learning methods? Over to you, Abhay.
Thank you, sir. So as I already mentioned that the infrastructure, the definition of infrastructure is that we have to not to upgrade the infrastructure in terms of the physical sense, but we have to upgrade the infrastructures in the sense of technology. The newer technologies, newer gadgets, and the newer skills. These are the prime steps that the university has to develop in their infrastructures, in their curriculum. We have to introduce to these types of technologies. Suppose if you want to have if you want to teach any subject at the depth. So you should have that technology of a particular department, how to teach it, how you are going to teach the student in which form, which blended form. This technology is to be developed by the institutions and the universities. This is one case. Secondly, the machinery that is being required, the skills that is being required, these are the steps that we have to take at present only. Because if you see at the BRICS nations requirement data, the skilled competency personnel are not available, and the technology is fastly maturing. So preparing, taking into considerations the technological changes, we have to set the university and the college infrastructures. That is called as the cyber, physical and biological space.
There is another question, Dr. Abhay. Can India be arrived at par with globe so far Education 2035 is concerned?
Recently, I would like to comment that 8 days back, the announcement was done by the Indian government on the Quantum Technology Act. Quantum technology. Here, India is the second country in the globe where that has announced the quantum technologies that are to be introduced in the higher education institutions. And 800 crores of the package is being delivered. This is what India is going to do. As I already mentioned that various types of ministries have been involved. That is in the MIT or other ministries, you can say, all the transformations which we are seeing in this new education policy which has come, all these transformations are leading to the education transformation and the skill transformation and the technological transformation, which is the need of in future.
There are so many questions, so I will club few of the questions. See, whether this Education 2035 will be for classes or masses, and what will be its impact on rural education?
The Education 2035, here we have taken only one concept, was related to higher education. So in rural technology, now the technology which is being shaped in by this today is being taken to the very grassroots level. Farmers are also assessing the mobiles, farmers are also assessing the various types of things. So technology has been taken to the grassroots level. Now that technology upgradations are being done by the government, and this will be in future, it is from the school to higher education, this is going to be implemented very soon. The infrastructure by the government is always being developed in the sectors. Nowadays, it is from cities. Education is not related now to the cities. One can access from any time, anywhere, because the total quantum technology and the launch of quantum computers has changed this scenario. Now, we cannot say that we are in tribal or in a remote area. The increase in bandwidth is also being done by the various types of government ministries, which was one of the hurdle, which was, so many persons are speaking, we cannot have the bandwidth and we do not have the connectivity and we do not have the power failures and all those. So all these hurdles, government has taken the steps. And in coming decade only, we will be witnessing these things. Because when we were at the graduation, completion of the graduation level, and at the start of 1995, the concept of biotech village to the global globe village and biotech village, this was the concept. Yes, now it is today, it's reality. Every village has become a biotech village due to the 2G technologies that have been taking place in the each and every subject. So in near future, it is going to happen, and already the implementation of various policies, various types of infrastructures by the government has been done in this regard.
Very simple question is here whether the education is for
Yes.
classes or masses.
No, it will be for the masses, sir.
Okay.
It will be for the masses because this technology is on the mass level. This has brought about the mass level. That's why I told you it is being at the grassroots level of the tribal and the rural India. That's why I give the example of biotech village to the biotech globe, which was concept of 95. This has emerged now. So it will for the masses. The emergence of technology is for masses, and education will be for the masses.
The last question, how technology will deal with the socio-culture, socio-linguistic and emotional skills with priority in Education 2035?
See, sir, if you want to thrive in the workplace of the future, the skills that are called as the transferable skills, which is called as the metacognitive skills, that is the creativity, collaboration, communication, and problem solving, with the competencies of the future specialist. When if this taken into consideration, they will have a set of skills. Person will generate a set of skills, and they will be related to your social and emotional skills that are privately related to you. And secondly, when you say that it is related to emotional skills, you exhibit a emotional thing, but you are having one of the assessor, which is artificial intelligence. So the person with high emotional intelligence and high social and emotional skills will be preferred in the upcoming ages. So this is how it is having its socio emotional and emotional intelligence relationship, and this personnel will be having that, so that the machine cannot be more easily replaced by the human's ability. So this is how high emotional intelligence with persons with social and emotional skills will be having the priority. These are to be developed in terms of technology, and
Okay.
the developing of this will be in terms of the whatever the skills that are related, such as smart managers, digital managers, online practitioners, and so on. So this is how your emotional intelligence will be tested, social intelligence will test, and the emotional skills that are taken into consideration for getting the jobs and other purposes.
No doubt there is no ultimate for the teachers, but even
Then also,
somebody asked the question, what will be the role of teacher in future?
see, teacher will be the guides, as I already told. They will be teachers will be as the guides. Though student is coming to him, but what type of things he has to learn, project based, or which type of blended system he is going to use, and the skills cannot be learned through the machine. They are to be taught. Example, if anybody is giving an interview as a smart manager, the skills that are needed to give us interview of a smart manager, he should know how he should be look like, how he should be stand, how he should talk, how he should walk, how to respond to the questions, and how the questions are being asked in the open system, or how to answer in open system or in closed system. Question is related to open system or to the closed system. This is taught to be teacher. So teachers will be guides. Role of teacher will be there, but it will be not the teaching, but with teaching, he will be guiding him. How to create, how to have the creative skills, how to have the collaborative skills, how to have the communication skills, collaboration skills, how these skills are to be taught. Then the sense to the law that are emerging. This is also one of the skills that student has to develop with civic science. So this all skills can be developed. So this is the how the role will be changed. Role will be same, but the use of the technology in the teachers has changed.
Okay, thanks to Dr. Abe for nicely given the answers to all the questions.
Sir,
All the
I want to add one more sentence
okay,
in Dr. Solanke's. No doubt the teacher is guide, but in future the teacher is facilitator. His
yeah,
role is facilitator. Means what the students wants. So the teacher has to facilitate it. So the role of teacher is facilitator.
thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So I must congratulate Dr. Abhay Solanke, sir. And I take this opportunity on behalf of this academic consortia of 4 colleges. I sincerely thanks to Dr. Abhay sir for opening the series of this webinar. I'm also thankful to the principal Dr. UD Joshi sir, Dr. Principal Dr. Mungate sir, Principal Dr. Vakti sir. My special thanks are to Dr. V.S. Amde, the EQUAC coordinator of Yogeshwari Mahavidyalaya, as a chief organizer of this webinar, first for his nice organization of the webinar. My thanks are also due to the IT supporter, our IT partner, Dr. Rahul Deshmukh sir. Without his support, it could not be possible for us to um, just organize this webinar. Thanks to all the participants, management members, academicians, professors, associate professor, assistant professor, representative from industries from all over the India for their active participation in this webinar. So this is not the only webinar we have organized. We are going to we have a series of webinars on 23rd. Professor Dr. Muthu Chelian sir, the Vice Chancellor of DS University Bangalore, and previously he was a Vice Chancellor of Periyar University Salem. He will deliver lecture on online education, the challenges and opportunities. On 5th of September, Dr. Y.M. Jairaj, the Vice Chancellor of Pravra Medical University, DM University, and previously a professor of microbiology in Gulbarga University, and he also hold a post of Director of QAC in Bangalore, Quality Assurance Council. So he will deliver lecture on post-COVID challenges for evaluation and accreditation of higher education institutions. And on 17th September, we have a conclave of management members and vice chancellors and academicians on national education policy. So I hope you will take the advantage of this webinar series. And once again, I thank you all with the permission of the
Feedback form.
organizer. Huh?
One more suggestion, sir. Feedback form
Yeah.
is to be given. The link is available in the chat, please. Otherwise, the certificates cannot be sent to you on.
Okay.
That's what.
So it is compulsory for all the participants to fill up the feedback form so that you will get your e-certificates on your email. So it is the link regarding link regarding the feedback form is available in the chat box. So please fill up your feedback forms. Once again, thanks to all the participants, all the core committee members, IT supporters, and everyone. Thank you so much. With these words, I take your leave and waiting for you in the next webinar that is on 23rd of August at the same time, that is 4 p.m. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. लिंक दिलेली आहे का आपण?
हो, दिली.
मेल पण करतोय.
हो,
दिली,
mail पण
दिली,
करूया
दिली.
आपण आणि चॅट मध्ये पण आहे.
ओके ओके ओके.
सर क्लोज करतोय सर.
हो अगदी.
हो, ठीक आहे. हो.
थँक्यू. राहुल, हे रेकॉर्डिंग माझी चालू आहे, आता काय करायचं, त्याला स्टॉप करू का?
नाही मी बंद केलं की बंद होत नव्हतं सर. आता काय करा सर, फक्त एक काम करा, बंद झालं लगेच बंद करू नका. ते तुमच्याकडे झूमच्या याच्यावरती त्याच्या फॉर्मॅट करून घेते स्वतःच्या याच्यामध्ये.
काय करावं लागेल त्याला?
ते एकदम कम्प्युटर बंद करू नका तुम्ही, एक 15-20 मिनिट राहू द्या, कारण तुमच्या ते फॉर्मॅट मध्ये घेते, ते कन्वर्ट करते ते फाईल.
ओके, आपोआप करेल ना?
हा, आणि युट्यूबची लिंक आहे तुम्हाला याच्या पण टाकली आणि ग्रुपवर पण टाकलेली आहे सर.
ओके.
दिलेली मी. मला तुम्हाला रेकॉर्डिंग नाही झालं तर काही हरकत नाही, युट्यूबच्या लिंक वर तुम्ही डाउनलोड करून तुमचं रेकॉर्डिंग घेऊ शकता.
ओके, चालते.
सर लाईव्ह आहे, सर बंद करतो, लाईव्ह होतोय सगळं.
बंद करा.